Everybody is ablaze right now. Everybody's wondering, what is really going on with Angel Reese? Has she just flat out quit again? Has she quit on the Chicago Sky? Angel, you gotta be, hold on, you have to have some level of self-awareness here.
Angel Reese is back to his normal self. However, if you followed her career, you're aware of the true significance of that. It was a wrist injury that ended the season last year. It's a puzzling back problem now. And it's so occurred that the Chicago Sky were winning more without her, even though Caitlin Clark is sidelined due to a valid groin ailment. She continues to smash records and consistently shows up for her team as the fever battle for a postseason berth. Is Reed truly hurt, then? Or is this WNBA history's most predicted disappearance? Furthermore, how's being caught resigning on the Sky degraded her? If you believe that this is simply another republicity trick, please leave a comment below and insult the baby giraffe. Come on, let's go.
I think Angel Reese, and I'm saying this with my chest out, I think she's quit on the Chicago Sky. She's been claiming a back injury basically since the All-Star break. And there's no details. Every day we hear that Angel Reese is day to day. And every week, there's no update on what she's struggling with, what she's doing. There's nothing. There's no information about Angel Reese. I think she's quit on this season. I think this is a worse version than Kawhi Leonard.
Angel Reese is back on the daily grind. Additionally, fans could almost recite the screenplay at the point. When things aren't going well for Chicago, the same hazy updates, the same disappearance act, and the same time all coincide. Her wrist reportedly suffered a severe fracture last year, and before she even reached her mid-20s, surgery was justified as required to avoid arthritis. In an instant, her season was over. No gradual calm.
Hey, look, bruh, you gotta remember, she quit in Unrivaled. She just stopped playing in Unrivaled. Said she was hurt, didn't show up for the championship game, didn't even show up and watch. Last season, she claimed her wrist was messed up, didn't finish playing in none of the games. Now, this year, she's saying this season, it's her back. It looked like she's not finishing playing in none of the games. The Sky needs you. The Chicago Sky, you guys are the gum on the bottom of the shoe of the league. They need Angel Reese to play in games. Angel, where you at? Where are you at, Angel? This is nuts.
The craziest thing is that she didn't even want to go to Indianapolis to play the Fever, which is considered to be one of the WNBA's most popular games. This is the self-described IG female in the league, missing out on the season's most intense rivalry. However, fast forward a few weeks, and she was attending the All-Star game in Indiana. She staged a marketing hoax in which she pretended to have taken over Caitlin Clark's trap, complete with cameras, grins, and more. Evidently, the back works well for drawing attention, but not when confronting Clark on the court. Many people are beginning to see that pattern.
Reese, she might have tapped out, y'all. Angel Reese may have tapped out and quit on the Chicago Sky. Everybody is speculating, what is this back injury? What's going on? Hey, are you trying to pretend like you hurt because Caitlin Clark really is hurt? Wait, what's going on? What's going on?
Naturally, then the conjecture begins. Is this to prevent another high-profile setback for her brand? Is she avoiding the games where she would be exposed in order to safeguard her numbers? The discussions aren't encouraging. She has already packed it in for the year, according to commentators. Some are stating it rather plainly. She has given up.
She's using her back as an excuse to sit out because she doesn't really care about basketball. I think she looks over at Caitlin Clark and says, hey, Caitlin Clark is out with a legitimate injury. I proved my point before the All-Star game when I went on a 10-game run trying to justify being on the All-Star team. When that first ballot came out, when the first voting results came out about the All-Star game and I was 13th, holy cow, Angel Reese panicked, started playing hard, tried to put up some stats to justify being on the All-Star team, did that, and now she said, hey, the Chicago Sky sucked this year, peace.
2 seasons and 2 injuries, both of which occur at a time when her game's narrative is at its worst. Conveniently, Both eliminate the opportunity for anyone to test her ability to bounce back from a losing streak and continue to contribute. It's difficult to avoid seeing a strategy where others perceive terrible luck when you arrange those timelines side by side. The players start playing like a real basketball team the moment she leaves the lineup, which makes defense even more difficult. At that point, the story becomes practically implausible instead than just dubious.
She identified once they lost Vandersloot, their point guard, early in the year, and once they started getting their brains beat in, hey, we're not going to win anything this year. I'm not putting these L's on my resume. I'm going to have an excuse for the Chicago Sky potentially coming in with the worst or second worst record in the WNBA. These losses will not be on my resume.
The way they promote Angel Reese is inconsistent with the Sky win-loss column. The outcomes are different for the person they promote as the franchise's spokesperson. In fact, they perform better when she is not around, nor is it a small sample size. Without her, they are able to string together victories and steer clear of the careless losses that keep them at the bottom of the standings. For a so-called cornerstone player, that is not a very good appearance.
Last year with the Chicago Sky, you quit. You quit. You threw in the towel. Once you realized you never stood a chance, to be honest, with Caitlin Clark for that Rookie of the Year. But once you realized your double streak was over, and it was over. She took over post-Olympic break. Once you realized it was done, you threw in the towel, said your wrist was hurting for the rest of the year. You threw in the towel and said your wrist was hurting for the rest of the year and didn't play again. This past the inaugural season of Unrivaled, you didn't even finish that season. You didn't even show up for the championship. No, not only did you not play, you didn't even show up to the game at all. People noticing a pattern with you. That's 2 seasons in a row.
All you need to do is observe what transpired when Chicago played Indiana without Caitlin Clark. Everyone believed that with their leader out, the fever would be exposed. Instead, Indiana rolled past the Skies after Lexi Hull took over, sank 17 points, and finished with a plus 22. That is the same Sky squad that has struggled to defeat Indiana in any situation this season. They all clicked because they trusted the game's flow, even while Clark was seated, along with Hull, Boston, Mitchell, and Cunningham. Nobody was using shoddy photography to support a brand.
Let's get it! Burn! Lack of awareness combined with a lack of ability to jump. Not great! Burn!
Me bow, me bow, me bow, me bow, me bow, me bow, me bow.
Yeah! Again! Do it for me. Me bow! Burn!
The dynamics of a team are simple. There are either players who improve everyone or those that cause problems. The ball moves more readily when Reese sits, and the statistics support this. The offensive Chicago doesn't wait for her to crash the boards out of position or post up. The sets are genuinely run by the guards rather than being repeatedly taken by force. The shots are the result of attractiveness rather than late-night desperation heaves, and the wings cut hard.
Williams gonna have to hurry off the dribble, rolls out. Oh, open three. Oh, what a sight for Alexi Hull. She has needed that one to drop.
Alexi Hull catching fire.
Now Chicago just needs to get it a little bit more settled here in the half court. Nurse loses it. Mitchell 2-on-1. It's a foot race. Mitchell to Cunningham. Cunningham right there for 2 more.
It's the traditional case of addition by subtraction. It's also difficult to overlook the irony. Imagine the energy level rising after your alleged top player is removed. When she is not on the floor, analysts have noticed an increase in tempo and additional spacing. The bench appears to be more involved as well. Without explicitly stating it, coaches have suggested that when each possession isn't being used to feed one ego, the team plays with greater urgency.
They do not understand is that coaches, and I know the WNBA in some regards isn't a real sports league, and I don't know if they think like real coaches and real people in sports, but the number one ability is availability. If you're not available, you have
The largest scam in WNBA history begins to take hold there. A true star makes you more difficult to defeat, not simpler. The players surrounding you aren't the issue if your absence makes your squad a more formidable foe. It's you. Regardless of how the public relations department presents it, it is becoming impossible to dispute Chicago's superior basketball without her. Furthermore, there is a stark contrast between that image and the events in Indiana. Because Caitlin Clark's presence transforms everything the moment she steps onto the court, while Reese vanishes and her team finds ways to win without her.
Okay, new strategy, team. Angel, keep doing your part. Everyone else, go rebound her misses. Burn! If she keeps missing layups at this rate, she's gonna be serving buttermilk pancakes at Denny's. Butter? Did somebody say butter? Butter pecan! Burn! At a certain point, you just got to applaud greatness. A rebound on her back? Are you kidding? Bang! Simon says, give me another pray-up. How about it? Bang! She really hit under the basket on a layup. Get this girl GPS. Bang! Everybody get up on your feet. It's time to meet and greet the most underpaid athlete. Bang!
As Caitlin slips behind yet another round of hazy injury bulletins, Angel Reese Clark continues to appear. Despite having a real groin injury, she continues to play in the arena, wear her uniform whenever she can, stay focused on her teammates, and interact with the spectators. She leads the league in average assists per game this season and is averaging 16.5 points and over 9 assists per game. Figures that would be remarkable for a player in good health, much less one who is injured. Additionally, those assists aren't inflated numbers when she's on the court. They swing games and make a difference.
Caitlin Clark appears to have a legitimate injury that everybody can trace to a moment and a time during the games where she re-aggravated. She originally injured. She had a comeback where it lasted 2 or 3 games, re-injured it. They've hinted at a time frame of late August that she may return. Nothing but a mystery surrounds Angel Reese.
She continues to rewrite records despite her injury. Additionally, Clark continues to travel with Indiana, in contrast to some players who take lengthy daily vacations. Whether she is in the starting lineup, she supports teammates on the bench, breaks down plays during timeouts, and participates in the battle. You can see that she is committed, and more significantly, her team senses it.
Indiana Fever destroy the Chicago Sky in Indianapolis on Saturday. Guess who wasn't there? Angel Reese. Angel Reese declined to travel to Indianapolis, and her coach came out and said something about, she's just focused on her rehab right now, and, she's day to day. We've never had an explanation on what caused the back injury, what's a time frame for her recovery. It's similar to so-and-so's back injury. This is something she struggled with here or there. All we've heard is day to day, and Angel Reese has disappeared.
The outcomes are self-evident. The Fever have won 4 games and lost none, defeating Chicago this season, whether or not they're wearing new uniforms. The tone has been set by Clark's leadership in each contest. It's not just her either. Aaliyah the Paint is being locked down in Boston. One reliable scorer is Kelsey Mitchell. Games are changed by Sophie Cunningham's toughness. Big minutes are delivered by Lexi Hall. Most teams would kill for Natasha Howard's veteran presence. This group is based on Clark's approach, and it's effective.
I'm proud of this group. I think we've shown all season long, they're resilient, they're connected, they pull for each other, they enjoy one another, they celebrate one another, and, that stuff alone is good for 10 to 12 points a game. And, for this group, the way that they share the ball, how unselfish they are. I'm really proud of them. It's not been ideal circumstances all season long, but they've shown the character of who they are. They've been resilient. They've responded to adversity, and they continue to elevate one another. And, I couldn't be more proud of this group than I am at this moment.
Clark has made no secret of his desire to win multiple championships. She connects with the roster in a way that shows she understands the long term. Because of this, when she performs, the ratings rise. The attraction is her. The decline in attendance when she misses games has already been reported by sports media publications. In stark contrast, when Reese vanishes, nobody outside of Chicago seems to notice. Her absences don't generate newsworthy headlines. Clark's do. What really makes the point is the constancy. Through injuries, defeats, and all the hype, Clark has been there every night. Reese's disappearance not only looks horrible, but it also highlights Clark's dependability. Furthermore, the reality on the ground has made it impossible to overlook the disparity if this rivalry was ever on equal footing in the marketing industry. The Indiana Fever are quietly assembling something that genuinely works while Angel Reese disappears into yet another round of cryptic injury bulletins. No uncertainty surrounds whether their celebrity wants to play, and there is no drama surrounding who will turn up. Rather, they are already moving forward thanks to a well-defined plan.